And there they are again. That was us recently at an awards do. So I was once where you are now, so luckily none of you have to wear the brown uniform anymore, but I thought I'd embarrass myself again. This was my very first day at school. There's a scrunchie in my hair, it's not a good look, but I was excited. It was my first day, and it was here, which is mad. So it's so weird to be back here, and I never would have dreamed that I'd then be here being able to talk to students and inspire you about where you might be able to go. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew I had this vision. I wanted to be like my dad. I wanted to run a business, but I didn't want to run his business. He was in kind of IT security, and that wasn't really me. So how did I get there? I knew I had to do something I loved, and I knew it had to be something that sparked excitement in me, and I didn't know what that was when I left school. So I finished my A-levels, and I had this plan that I was just going to get out there and work. I was going to try and find a job, and I got a job in marketing. Actually, my first ever line manager is here today, and she's speaking to you as well, Sarah. So I got a job in a mailing house, which wasn't, I didn't really know much about it. It was in marketing, and actually it was in the days where we did a lot more direct mail, so it was people stuffing envelopes, etc., and I was managing accounts there. And I just started to learn about this world of marketing and all these opportunities out there. And then I started to get more experience, so I kind of did some time there, and then I job hopped a bit. So actually, if you looked at my early CV, you could see that I didn't quite know what I wanted to do. I went from job to job, but there was always this kind of theme of something to do with marketing or sales. And it helped me start to realize what I liked and what I didn't, because I kind of realized that through what I'd learned at school, I kind of got all these skills, but I didn't know what these skills did in the real world. So you can start gaining this experience now while you're at school. You can ask companies like ourselves and the companies here today and any company, you can ask them, can I come do some work experience? Even if it's just a day in the school holidays, it will give you a chance to see what's going on, and you can ask people around that company, or what do you do for your job? What does a day in the life of whatever your role is mean? So you can start gaining that experience now, because it's really valuable to start to understand what you might like and what you don't like, because you can't quite imagine what a job is until you're doing it. And then eventually, once I'd done a few different jobs, I felt like I was ready to take the plunge and jump into this world of starting a business. I was probably really naive, actually. I was like, I've worked in a few agencies, I can start an agency. It's working out now, 9 years down the road, but it wasn't the easiest, and anyone coming to the business talk later, I'll talk about some of that, because it's not easy to start a business, and there's so much you have to think about, and things that I could never have even considered until they started happening, because every day throws new challenges at you, which is one of the things I love about it. And we went from my tiny flat, so there's a photo of some of the desks in my tiny flat where we were working from, so everyone was like working from my home, to about 3 weeks ago, we moved into an amazing new office, which I am going to share a quick video with you now. It's really nice, and that's the kind of place we're trying to create to work. We want our team to have fun at work, and businesses are taking more care now to make sure they're creating amazing spaces for people to work in. So what are employers looking for? I thought I'd just share a couple of thoughts with you today, because obviously as a growing team, we're always hiring, and I think it's really important to try and share with you what employers are looking for when you go to interviews. So they're looking for passion. So the fact that you've been here today, this should go on your CV when you're ready to start looking for a job. Talk about, I came to this careers day and I got to network with people, and because these are really important skills. So if you're sitting there thinking, oh, I'm not sure about speaking to some of the businesses, if you can push yourself to go and have those conversations, you're developing skills and you're developing confidence that you won't even realize kind of what's going on there. They want drive. They want to see drive to push yourself to do more. Which again, being at an event like this, you've chosen to be here today. Some of you have travelled from different schools, you've wanted to come. So this is drive, you've got that already. So you need to look at how you can harness that and use your drive more. Someone that's gone over and above. So actually, especially when we're hiring someone straight from school or university or college, it's difficult you can't expect too much from their CV because they've been at school, they've been studying. It's hard to do too much, but actually there's little things you can do to go over and above. For example, if you're thinking about being a developer, maybe you've started to build a little website and you can show them, maybe it's not perfect, but look, this is what I tried to do. Or you want to be a writer, maybe you've started to create some blog posts or something like that, over and above in that sense. Or you've put yourself out there to get some work experience off your own back, and you've asked the school, can I have some time out to go and do some work experience, or you've done it in the holidays. It's so valuable. We've had students that have a free period that come for a couple of hours at the end of the day almost and do work experience. And that's an amazing thing to be able to put on a CV to show an employer. Even if you only do it for a short amount of time, it shows that you've got care and drive. And then you need to learn how to tell your story. And I think this is something I always try and help people when we're interviewing and people are relatively junior and therefore maybe haven't had lots of experience. I try and help them draw out of their story, because you need to think about everything you're doing at school, in every day or college or university, wherever it is. Think about the different things that you're doing, the teamwork that you're doing, and the skills that maybe, I led a team to deliver a project. Well, that's a really good skill to be able to tell a business about in an interview situation. So you might start trying to class all your work, it was just work I did at school, but actually it's trying to unpick the things that you've done and the skills that you've got to be able to demonstrate that and show that to an employer. And that's a really important skill in itself. So start having to think about that from today, and thinking about even using today as an example, so the networking that you've done and the people and the connections that you've made. And show an interest in their business and what they do. So we expect people, when they come to an interview, if I say, what do you know about Reflect Digital? I expect them to know something. And the more they know, and actually it's so much easier to know more about businesses now, because most businesses are on social media. They'll be sharing things that maybe are not just kind of company news, but I don't know, drinks in the office on a Friday, or the fact that they've got an office dog, or whatever it may be. That kind of information, if you can pick that out and take that to an interview and say, I loved the fact that on social last month I saw you did this, or it shows a real interest in their business and their culture. At Reflect Digital, we challenge the norm, so that's one of our values. It's really important to us that we don't just continually do things the way we've always done them. It's important that we're always questioning, how can we be better? How can we do things differently? I certainly don't have all the answers. The team don't have all the answers. We continually need to look to reinvigorate the way that we're doing things. We work a 4-day week. So this was me on Sky News back last year when we announced our 4-day week. So this is mad. Most businesses do 5 days, but yeah, we work 4. We do 4 slightly longer days, so we still do the same hours that every other business does, but we get 3 days off every weekend, which is wonderful. And that was all part of us challenging the norm, and that's helped us to be more productive in the work we do, and it's helped us to give more time to relax at the weekend and then come back really refreshed for 4 days of hard work, ready to relax again. So that's one of the ways we challenge the norm. And then these are our values. So in our agency, we live by our values, and this is important when we're interviewing people. We like them to have seen our values ahead of it, and we like to talk to them about our values to understand, how do you match up with those? So we've got things like results driven is really important, because a lot of what we do is performance based. Our clients want to see better results, so everyone needs to have that drive. We have to go the extra mile, and that's not just for our clients, but that's for our team members and those around us. We have to look after our team and help them in any way we can. We're a family, and that's a core value that I want to keep big as we grow, that needs to stay with us, because we're a family, we support each other, we look after each other. No one should ever be sitting there worried, stressed at work, unable to get something done. We help each other. Then we have love, which is a love of what we do. It's a love of our team around us, a love of our clients, a love of our industry. It's love in many ways, and it's loving coming to work every day, because you spend most of your life at work, so you need to love it. Enjoy the journey, so enjoying what we're going through, the growth, the changes, and making sure that you take time out to think about that and enjoy that progress. Challenge the norm I've talked about. Trusted, and that's trusted by our clients, that's trusted by our partners, and it's also trusted internally by our team, trusting each other that we're there to help each other and support each other. Educate, well, it's what we're doing today, and it's what we do a lot of. It's really important to us that we educate our clients and that they understand what they're buying from us, and that we educate those around us. And we do a lot in schools, in universities, to educate around our industry. And it's important as a team we keep re-educating, because as I said at the start, our industry is moving so quickly. If you sat there and didn't pay attention to anything that was going on, you would be out of date in 3 months, 6 months' time, because things are changing. So you have to continually educate yourself. And then we deliver on our promises, and this is a lifetime value for me, and one that everyone today should think about taking away with them. Deliver on your promises. If you say you're going to do something, make sure you do it, and that's how we keep clients happy, and that's how we keep our team happy. We do what we say we're going to do. So today is about helping you find your pathway, so make sure you're asking questions. So who have we got in the room? I thought I'd just get some hands up. So who thinks that there may be a future creative person? Who wants to be a designer or a videographer? Or yeah, there's a few of you. Don't be shy. And what about entrepreneurs? Who wants to start a business? Oh, there's a few of you. I hope you're going to come to my talk later and I will share some experience. What about techies? Who's going to build stuff? Who's going to build websites and apps? And yeah, there's a few of you. Brilliant. We've got some brilliant speakers to share some insights there. Marketeers. Who's going to help come up with copy and messaging? And who's going to make people be found on the search engines? Yeah, there's a few of you. We've got something for everyone, and if I've not mentioned what you're thinking of doing, there probably is still stuff for it. We've got games designers here talking today as well. Who wants to build games, actually? There's definitely a few for that as well. Brilliant, brilliant. So we really do have something for everyone, so make sure you're chatting to all the sponsors and all the speakers today. And remember, this is your day. Everyone is here for you. So enjoy watching the presentations, take in as much as you can, make notes. So in your bags, if everyone's got a bag, you've got pads and pens. If you haven't got a bag, in the break, make sure you pick one up, because there's also an agenda in there. Listen, make sure you listen and take in as much as you can. And participate. So there's going to be a few bits where we've got panels. Think about questions that you want to ask. There's no stupid questions. Don't be worried about putting your hand up. Just ask anything. If you're sitting there thinking it, there's a really good chance that your colleagues are as well. So let's get the questions out there. And just go away feeling inspired, feeling like you've learned something today.